This is Juwan Holmes from Home Team. Coach, welcome. How are you?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Good. You gonna get any sleep tonight?
Probably not a lot, man. Not a lot of sleep on this person. I was just telling my wife, we were actually just in DC last night, didn't get home till late. And then back at it tonight. I came in here and sat down in the office, have a water bottle and
Yeah,
probably gonna go get a few more. I'll be in here for a while.
I hear that. So you're facing a Jefferson Middle School out of DC.
Yeah.
So you're jumping right into the season with some serious smoke. What are your thoughts on that? Is that something you embrace? That's something that you're a little worried about, or what's your feelings on that?
No, I mean, my motto for my guys is we'll play anybody, anywhere, at any time. I don't care if it's 30 degrees in December and when they want to go play outside, we'll play. So when Coach Lewis came to me and said, "Hey, we got a team. Do you want to play in this?" And I didn't know who we were going to play. And, I just said yes, because I really like, and I told my guys, if we go out there and there's some fantastic team and we lose by 30, then we lose by 30 and we learn from it. And if we go and we win by 30, then we learn from that. So, no, we'll play whoever. My kids were a little nervous. They were like, Coach, we don't want to ruin this winning streak you got. And I'm like, I just had to tell them, like, I don't care.
Mhm.
It is what it is. It's just another game to me. So,
Yeah. Speaking on the winning streak, how many games is that so far? I know we
so
need
yeah, it's up to 49.
40, 49. That's what I thought.
I'm getting tired of talking about it, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
for
So it's one of
sure.
those things where like it's great, but it's just in the back of all my kids' minds. Probably more than it is me. Like I haven't thought about it at all. No one's going to keep track. No one's going to remember that in, 15, 20 years. But the kids, it's important to them they don't want to be the ones to break that streak at Wildwood. So, and I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, for sure. But you know what? It's called culture. And when
Yep.
you play for, programs like that and you don't want to lose a streak, that just means you're going to go out and play that much harder than compared to a team that doesn't care whether they win or lose. So that winning streak at 49 games, driving your kids night in and night out for that extra motivation, you can't, uh, you know, complain about that one bit. So hopefully, that it continues. Good luck. Me, on the other hand, we were 6-0. We're actually 5-0 at one point, and we lost a heartbreaker to a team that we thought that we should have beat.
Yeah.
And sometimes losses like that is a little humble pie, and
Oh yeah.
you need to take those losses every once in a while, right? So
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
loss is a loss that you want to take, but they're not all bad losses.
Correct. Yeah, well, I agree 100%.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, talk to me a little bit about how the middle school game has changed since you've played, since I played. I talked to you, and you said you were watching film, and I'm just like, watching middle school film. It's just not something that happened when we played.
Yeah. Well, you know me now for a while, and you know that I only know one way to do things, and that's just to dive all the way in. And
Hmm.
I played for a great high school coach in Kelly Church, and I watched as much film as I possibly could because I knew I had to do that to get better. I wasn't the most physically gifted athlete in the world, but one way I could get one up on people is I knew what they were going to do before they did.
Hmm.
And I've been blessed with great athletes at Wildwood. So I can get the athletic side that they have and then the film side that I have and get them to buy in both. I think that's really helped us out. I think my middle school kids now at a young age are seeing the value of film.
Hmm.
We were in a film session today after practice. We stayed for about an hour and a half and, we're watching the film that me and Coach Elliott, one of my assistants, went to get last night, and Kari Yates and Cameron Shedrick are in there and they're, breaking stuff down saying, hey, we've seen this before, this is what we do against it and helping the young guys out. And that honestly, more than any other moment as a coach, that right there just makes you proud because they've taken something from the program that they're going to be able to use as long as they're playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Even I tell our guys all the time, watch film on your own. We
Yep.
have team film sessions. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you can come into film already prepared, then you'll know what the coaches are going to say, and then when the coaches say it, then it's going to register, and you're going to say, like you said, when they do this, we should do that. I mean, it's funny, the New England Patriots, their players run their position meetings. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and that comes from film study,
Right.
outside of team film. So
For
the
sure.
fact that you're instilling that into these guys at the middle school level is awesome. So what about so Jefferson Middle that you've seen on film
Yeah.
that you have the game plan for tomorrow?
Yeah. So they're really athletic and big. Um, as soon as they stepped on the court, we got there right before the game started, and that's the first thing we noticed. We started writing kids' heights down and stuff. They got a couple kids that are 6 foot, 6'1" at the middle school level. It's a big team.
Hmm.
And then they got some guards that can really handle the ball and get to the rim, and they're relentless at it. They're going to attack downhill nonstop. So we really got to try to keep them out of transition one, and then definitely sit back and play some help side, and keep them out of the lane. They're going to press you 94 feet for the entire game. So in practice, we've been working on, being ready for the run and jump, trying to be ready for traps, not clearing out and just leaving one guy back there kind of fend for himself. So it really becomes down to like the basics of basketball. Can you not turn the ball over? And can you keep the other team out of the lane? I mean, it sounds simple, but that will help us win the game tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Can you touch on a little bit about, how the kids feel about, being on home team sports TV? Is that something that they talk about in practice? Do you allow them to talk about it, or do you kind of tell them, hey, don't worry about the cameras and all that stuff? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't tell them not to worry about it because I know they're middle school kids and they're going to notice it. So
Yeah,
I just tell them like embrace it, right?
yeah,
Like you get a chance to do this, like, and back to when we played middle school, none of this would have never happened.
right.
Like we'd be lucky if there was 50 people at the game.
Yeah.
And now we're going to Jefferson High School and
Mhm.
we played there a couple times. It's going to be a packed house with this middle school showcase and
Yeah.
we're going to be streaming on YouTube. Like they should embrace this opportunity. Like I just hope that, and they do. I have kids that know how fortunate they are. And, they're a humble group. And like I said, we kind of did it last year too, which helps my guys. We played on home team, I think 2 or 3 times last year.
Hmm.
So, being able to have already done it, I think does help us a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure. So, speaking on last year, you guys did play on home team sports, and your stream was one of the top watched streams for the middle school championship game for all of our streams. So it was highly watched, and I know people will be watching this. Speak on that team though. What's this year that you have coming in that's different from last year? How did the teams compare?
So obviously last year we were blessed with an outstanding point guard in Josiah King. He'd been there, he started the year before. And then Chet Gore was really great inside. We had some good role players around him. Um, and then in talking to people over the summer and stuff, they're like, man, you guys really lost a lot. And we did. Like we lost, but every middle school loses a lot. And I think one thing that people forget, like we got Cameron Shedrick back. Cameron started every game for us last year, led us in scoring, I think like 3 or 4 times. He's a really gifted kid. And then to add to them, we have Kari Yates, who Kari looks like a completely different kid now. Kari came in and was this, short kind of stocky kid, and now he's stretched out to almost 6 foot. Still has all his guard skills. Braylon Young Holmes is back off that team. Braylon's grown to about 6 foot tall now. Um, Plus we add some pieces. So we got Avery Brown who transferred in. He's a really versatile kid that can play on the wing, can play inside, can really do about anything. Jaquel Watkins came over from Charlestown. He's a physical big inside. And then kind of the one that you're going to see kind of makes us go is Tajay Hairston, who moves up from that JV team. Tajay's really great at the point guard spot and, kind of gives us the pace that we want to play with. So he does a really good job. And then to change that pace a little bit, we have Jaheim Gidney off the bench, who Jaheim just flies around and he's just a ball of energy. And we've seen that. So we're maybe not as top heavy. Last year, people going into games, people wanted to stop Josiah and Chet, naturally so. This year, I think we're much deeper and kind of we're going to spread it out a little bit more. We're not going to have that one guy that goes off for 25 a night. We'll spread it out a little bit and probably have multiple guys in double figures most nights. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys seem to be deep. How do you manage, time and you know how it goes.
yeah.
Have you had those issues so far this season, or are the kids a little chomping at the bit to get out there? How do you manage that with so many athletes, and not even just this season? I mean, you've had talented teams for
Right.
years and years and years. How do you continue to manage that and be so?
Yeah. So I tell the guys, and you can attest to this being a coach. Every coach, like we're lying if we say we don't have favorite players. We just
Yeah,
are.
absolutely.
I've got favorite players, but I don't really care if that favorite player plays.
Right.
Like you can be my favorite and we can, have a great relationship. I'm going to play who's going to help me win the game. The
Hmm.
only way I know is going to help me win the game is who performs in practice, especially now with no games under our belt.
Yeah.
So we've made practices extremely competitive. We've had to. And just one thing about being deep is I can line five guys up against five guys on the varsity team, and it's a good scrimmage.
Mhm.
And so like we're going at it and we're getting good reps and drills, or we split up with the bigs and guards. I've got two bigs going at it and beating on each other, and it's made everybody better. And one thing I told people, like, and it's hard at a young age, kids get wrapped up in, well, I'm not starting. I don't care who starts the game. Who's going to help me finish the game? And so I've had to, talk to a few kids and just tell them, like, look, the first 3 or 4 games, I'll probably have a different starting lineup every time. I need to figure it out. Doesn't mean you're not going to play. And you know how it is. Like, I put a kid in a game and he performs, he's not coming out.
Right.
Or if he does, he's going to go right back in. So
Yeah.
I just told him, like, show up and do your job, and the playing time will take care of itself. Everybody's got a role, and as long as you embrace it, then you're going to be fine.
Yeah. It's like, you know how to become my favorite player? Come to work on time, work your butt off while you're here, be
Yep.
a good teammate, stay after if you need to, be a leader. That, yeah, we have
Yeah.
favorite players, and this is how to become that favorite player. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's not because I like this person better than the other person. It's
Right.
those intangibles that you bring. So yeah, I think that's awesome. We're excited to watch you guys play tomorrow. We all know that, Wildwood has a rich history over there, and you're doing a great job. Is there anything that you want to see tomorrow out of your guys? Win or lose, doesn't matter.
Yeah, really, I just want to see execution.
Yeah.
We've been, I think we're 23, 22 practices in now, and I know they're ready to play.
Yeah.
And stuff can look great in practice, and then you get out on the game, and like you're saying, the camera's there and people are there, and kids forget stuff. Like
Mhm.
who can really execute? It's time to stay calm in a really hyped up moment. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And at the end of the day, like you're saying, win or lose, as long as I feel like we got better that day, like if we go out and Jefferson tomorrow is just better than us, then they're better than us.
Mhm.
But as long as we get better and grow from it, then that's all that really matters, especially out of the first game.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, Coach. Well, I'll let you get back to film study. I will be rooting for you guys tomorrow. I'll be tuned in. We're on the road tomorrow as well, so it'll be giving me something to watch on the bus.
Yeah,
So I will be watching the middle school showcase all the way up until tip off, and then after the buzzer goes, I'll be turning it back on to catch your guys' game. So I wish you the best,
gotcha.
man.
Thank you. Sounds good. Thanks, Juwan.
Yeah, talk to you later. Bye.